China, a country and culture in rapid transition, shedding her self-imposed isolation of the 1980s to host the 2008 Olympics, transforming from a sleeping giant into the second largest economy in the world. Her people, facing a spiritual void, are choosing between materialism and religion, living under the state's ideology of communism, where officially there is still no God. To focus the world's attention on the plight of Christians, where persecution occurs and religious freedoms are limited, Open Doors instituted the World Watch List. Every country in the world is evaluated based on questions that go to the very heart of the issue. Does the country have laws that provide for religious freedoms? Is it legal to become a Christian? Are Christians killed or imprisoned because of their faith? Is the printing or distribution of Christian materials prohibited? Are the meeting places or homes of Christians being attacked for religious reasons? China has a history of religious intolerance, one that dates back to 1949, when Mao Zedong announced the formation of the People's Republic of China.
All religious activity was forbidden. They forced the missionaries out and over time put many pastors and leaders in prisons or labor camps. We gathered together secretly, we prayed, we worshipped, we believed God would keep us in life or in death.
In the 1970s, when the church outside China heard about the destruction of Bibles and Christian materials, they responded. Open Doors was one of the first organizations to help.
China, the biggest nation in the world, and I began taking Bibles in 1965, just prior to the Cultural Revolution. But later, when it opened up, we talked about thousands, then tens of thousands, and the more we took in, the more they said, bring us more. In the end, they said, give us 1 million Bibles.
They wanted 1 million full Chinese Bibles, all at one time, all at one place. We loaded 232 one-ton watertight bundles of Bibles onto our barge and pulled in near an isolated Chinese beach. The bundles of Bibles were towed to shore and received by hundreds of waiting believers, and they distributed them to every province through a secret network of house church leaders.
1 million Bibles changed the church in China. We grew strong on these precious words.
In 2007 alone, Open Doors delivered over 4.5 million Bibles and Christian books to believers in China. The result is a church that is increasing in maturity. At the same time, the government's policies are changing.
The difficulty in understanding China is realizing that local government leaders respond differently to the church. It appears there's freedom of religion because local policies are always changing, but house church leaders continue to be arrested in many provinces.
But even in the presence of uncertainty and occasional persecution, the church continues to grow, especially in the urban areas.
Because China is booming now in economic terms, young people of 15 to 30 years have become more materialistic. So there's a great challenge for us. More and more people are working because they want to have more and more money.
They have grown up in a spiritual void where materialism is rampant. They're facing emptiness and a loss of faith in Marxist ideology. They are seeking new meaning. The choice is between materialism and religion.
After researching the issues that China's urban Christian youth face, Open Doors have decided a youth Bible that will communicate God's Word and biblical principles in a contemporary language and format.
The requests that come from China today to us is train our young generation, for Sunday school teachers, for pastors, for evangelists. There's a dire need for that. The battle is still on, the spiritual battle for the souls of the people in China. We must continue our effort and we must do more.
My prayer is the Lord would bring up this new generation to bring blessing to our nation and also become a Christian nation to bring blessing to the world.